paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. I'm your host, Harvey Free. We have our whole panel this morning. To my right, Mr. Harry Glenns. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
We got over here Alex Nafousi. How you doing, Alex?
What's going on?
And we got a special guest and unbelievable from Paramount Appraisals, Mike Tomczyk. Welcome back.
Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
This is going to be an awesome show. What I want everybody to do out there in radio listening land, this is going to be a fun show, and I need you to call in and ask Mike Tomczyk about your property values, because we're going to hit Mike up with the hard questions on property values. Everybody in this city knows that that's one of my favorite subjects, and Mike Tomczyk is an expert. He's an all-around great appraiser, not to mention he's a great guy.
All right. We have a lot to get to.
Yeah.
You like that intro, Mike? Good. Well,
enjoy the beating.
Before we get to all of your great information, we have a lot of regular business to get to, which is, typical stuff like the rates. Hey, the rates have burped up quite a bit since the election. The U.S. Central Bank definitely has been busy. Possibility of more rate hikes than expected. You never know what's going to happen. Let's just see. Of course, new throne. So we'll see how it all shakes out over the next coming months. But
I can read Alex's mind right now. Alex, right this second, he hates talking about rates because we said this 6 months ago. We said this a year ago. We said rates were going to go up. Why is everybody so surprised? Why is everybody saying, I can't believe the rates went up? Alex?
I just look at it like this. When you break it down to simple math. So if I'm gonna borrow $1,000 from Harry Glenns, and I said to you, listen, hey Harry, I'll give you $4 a month for 30 years. You'd be like, dude, take me. Well, I'm your friend, so of course you give it to me. But like anybody else should be like, dude, take a hike, man. Get out of here. So, but when you break it down to $300,000, people they're angry about paying that back. They're so low. It's here. I've told the story 1,000 times. My father will text me and say, when I bought our first house in 1980, I bought it on a land contract for $90,000. I was at 11.5, and I thought I was stealing.
That's right. So people don't care. We talk about it. We did a 50-year study on interest rates. People don't care about 50 years. Steve Lipson, our marketing genius, brought in a 30-year chart and showed me what rates were the last 30 years. Do you know if rates go up to 4.5%, even 5% for a 30-year period of time?
Unbelievable.
That those rates are still going to be at the low end of the spectrum in the last 30 years? It's just amazing to me. So the combination of us telling people, warning people, counseling, advising people on do it now because rates aren't going down to zero. And then all of a sudden they're shocked. They want to call and they want to get that 3.5, 30-year fixed rate. It's not there anymore. Okay.
Hold on. I was holding up for 3.25 though, Harry.
Yeah, right. I know.
I was holding up.
Hey, let me jump in here with our phone number 248-539-9797. We take all your calls live in the studio, of course. Always at Capital Mortgage. If you want to just discuss getting that approval letter, consolidating your debt, or as we mentioned, hurry up with that refinance. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker over at Capital. And when you got an appraiser in the house, it's like we all want to jump on you and find out what you're thinking. There's no doubt a low value can kill a refinance or a purchase. Mike, without this sort of warm you up here, give us a little bit of insight of, your first few steps when you get that order and it says, hey, there's a purchase here. It's off of, let's say, one of the local lakes here in the Tri-County area.
Oh, wait, Mike, how many appraisals have you done in your life?
Oh, geez.
Thousands.
Thousands. I mean, I'm on pace for 540 this year. So
yeah.
How many have you done for me?
Not enough, okay? So, here's the situation. The poignant questions that we need to ask and let everybody know about is that everybody thinks their house is worth way more than it is. The real situation is people just overvalue their house. Okay, now, when we go ahead and we order an appraisal, and we send you to the house, what are the factors that you're looking at when you go into that house?
So as far as the inspection is concerned, I'm looking at condition. I'm so glad you brought that up. It was one of the things I wrote down here that I would love to talk about.
I've been doing this a few years.
Yeah, this kind of an important thing here. People are under the impression that they itemize each individual update that they've done and get a dollar value for that particular update, and this goes into the entire value of their home. Well, that's not the case. The fact of the matter is it's an overall condition and quality rating. That's what we do now since 2011. So what I'm looking for is what's the condition of the home? Do you have updates? Is it all the finishes and things, are they outdated? And by the way, no, cleanliness of the home is not a factor. However, I am a human being. All appraisers are. So you are still looking to impress. So if you have it nice and tidy and neat, it does definitely impress.
So pick up the towels, pick up the laundry, kind of clean up that third bedroom in the house, make sure that that's okay so you can get around and take a look at it.
That's absolutely right.
All right, so let me ask you this question, right? So the brick pavers that I put in instead of the asphalt.
Zero.
The deck that I have instead of the cement concrete block on the patio. The groovy cool railings I put in on my stairs instead of the nasty railing that I had.
Zero.
Okay, so when you go into somebody's house and they're showing you all that, that's a big zero. They're throwing a no-hitter right there.
Right, that's absolutely right.
You know what, Mike? I'm not sure we can hear you. Hey, hold on, Mike. We might move your mic over there. Mike, we might move your mic. How does that sound? We're going to move you over here.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it so quick you won't even miss out on that question. And we'll just jump in with a little bit as we talk about the importance of the appraisal. It is the collateral. It's what we're lending the money against. Nice, doing great. I'll give us some
good work, buddy.
Quick little kill here, Mike. We are diving into the collateral on the house. We send an appraiser to the house. He's going to give us a good perspective as how he starts with the transaction, how he's in there inspecting the property. I like that, Mike. You started off with the fact that look, you're a human. You got some subjectivity here.
Keeping your house clean, it's like paying bills. You're supposed to pay your bills. You don't get a bonus for having a clean house. I mean,
that's absolutely right. You can hear me now, right?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Yeah, way better.
Beautiful. So the overall condition and quality, that's what we were talking about. Whether or not your concrete patio is stamped, whether it's brick, those things don't have any bearing on what we're doing. It's an overall quality and condition that we're looking for. Okay, so the first factor, the question that was asked, Harvey, that you asked right off the bat, you were talking about going to a lake property. The most important thing, the first thing that we're looking at is a dominating characteristic. A dominating characteristic could be waterfront. It could be location on 10 Mile, which is a busy road. You got to have other comps located on 10 Mile. If you have acreage, say here in Southfield, there's some properties with acreage. Then we're going to look for properties with acreage. So that's the first thing we're looking for.
Right.
Okay?
Definitely. Look, you're not an inspector. You're not really looking, but you can't sort of oversight the fact that the house might have some defects on it, and those are still asked upon you. Again, even if you're not doing an FHA appraisal, which might ask you to point out some deficiencies. There's no doubt if a house has deficiencies, you're required by the book to go ahead and put those on the appraisal. And if some work needs to be done, if the roof's got a hole in it, you got to point it out.
Yep, safety and structural. Those are the two characteristics that we're going to flag you for, where you're going to have to repair them before the lender is willing to go forward.
All right, so Mike, let's break it down in the most simplest terms. Let's say that we live in a neighborhood that has all of like properties, similar properties, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, ranches, things of that nature.
I'm happy, man. That's
okay. You are happy, but you know what? I'm a homeowner, and I put all this groovy, cool, hip stuff. I got a great man cave, and we updated this, and my house is better. My house is the nicest house on the block. Now what?
What you've done is you're going to get the dreaded over-improved tag. Okay, this is crazy that you bring that up because I just got this one yesterday. I just got this one yesterday. A house just exactly what you're talking about. It was beautiful. It's marble floors, heated floors. It's great. It's in a subdivision where none of the other houses have this. Your home is over improved, and you're not going to get the value for it.
So when Harvey walks in my office and says, "Hey, my client's house is the best one. It's unbelievable. This appraiser does not know what they're talking about."
See,
Harry, you've got to call this guy.
It's not right because here's the thing. Okay, that's my house, and I accept that though. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I know that the things I did in my house, I'm not going to get a dime for it.
Well, but here's
I love it, and I'm
we
happy.
always say, and Mike Tomczyk, you are a witness. You listen to the show a lot. You've known us for a very long time. We tell our people, listen, go ahead and improve the house. You live in a house. You buy a house for your lifestyle. It's a lifestyle move. Don't expect to get dollar for dollar out of it. Now, like we do on this show, Mike, why don't you tell everybody what improvements make the most difference and make the most difference in terms of value on a resale?
Yeah, return on investment would be square footage. And the reason square footage is, number one, it's a direct increase in value. But even more so than that, we are held to guidelines. 25% size difference limit. That is what we are allowed to use, comps. So if you increase the square footage of your home, we can now use larger comparable sales. So that's a direct adjustment, plus allowing us to use additional ones. Also, you really want to make sure that the condition of the home, I keep harping on this one, it's so important because you want to compare homes that are in the same or similar condition. If you have a lot of outdated functional components, furnace, water heater, central air, roof, you want to make sure that all that stuff is updated. If you get into that C3 range, you're going to be looking good.
I'm glad you brought that up. You talked about C3. There's some numbers that you sort of put on a house. So what is a C1 the best? That house is the best quality, completely updated. 2, not quite so much. And then, how does that work?
Yeah, don't use the word quality because that's a different rating altogether. Okay. That's a quality rating. But yeah, the C1 is a new construction home that's never been lived in. C2 is a home that is in basically new condition, but has been lived in, or something that's been completely remodeled just recently. C3 is a good condition home. That's what you're really shooting for. If you've been living there and you're living in the home, C3 is good. C4 is outdated finishes.
Mike, you show up to a house, whether the let's just say it's a refinance in this case. Are you okay with the homeowners being there? Obviously, they want to meet you. They're going to let you in the house. Are you okay with them having a list of all their updates where they can point out to you, hey, Mike, we just want to point out to you, the furnace is 2 years old. The roof was done in the last 3 or 4 years.
I love it.
Are you good with that kind of stuff?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I love that. That helps a lot. You don't need to follow me around and point out your crown moldings, but yeah, having a list of updates, it's very helpful. Plus, it makes the report more complete.
Right. There's no doubt appraisers are looking for value. Inspections, those are different. Inspection companies are looking for defects in your house. It's not like the NBA. I don't know what a foul in the NBA is, and it's like trying to put a value. I sort of correlated last night. I came up with it. I was watching some hoops, and I'm like, boy, it's like trying to figure out what a foul is or how to determine the value of a home. But it's not really that subjective. There's a format.
That's exactly right.
I'm going to argue that. I think, Mike, I'm going to argue that right now with you, and everybody here is my witness. I think if you hired 3 appraisers, sent them to the same home, they come up with 3 different values.
100% correct.
Yeah, 3 different values.
Correct.
But there is. I'm not going to dispute. That's a great point. However, there is a percentage difference that we're allowed to have, right? There's because adjustments can be found in different ways. So the fact of the matter is 5% difference is acceptable. Would you agree with
so
that?
the old rule of
Hey guys, you know what? We're just going to go to a quick break here. That music says we're just up against our quick break. When we come back, we're ready to take some phone calls. 248-539-9797. Keep it here.
97.1 The Ticket.
It's a great time to call Detroit home. I'm Dylan Larkin, Red Wing and Detroit native. You know another great Detroit native? Chevrolet. And in honor of our hometown, Chevrolet is offering tickets to see the team take the ice at an upcoming home game. Chevrolet, the official vehicle of the Detroit Red Wings.
Hi, Harry Glanz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, and they're not going down to zero. So what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. If you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, business owners. You ever wonder how you can save money while making your business more energy efficient? Well, Rosanna from DTE Energy is here to tell us how. Hi there.
Hello.
So, how can a small business learn to save?
Well, DTE offers a lot of online tips, rebates, and cash incentives that can help improve their energy efficiency.
That sounds great.
We also consult with customers to teach them about specific changes they can make to help manage their energy usage.
Oh, so real-life people have already done this?
Oh, yeah. In fact, take one of our customers, John from Florentine Pizzeria Ristorante. He was able to make many small changes that really added up to savings. I'll let him tell you.
DTE has taught me so many things. Since working with them, we've installed a programmable thermostat, LED lighting, sink aerators, and a pre-rinse spray valve for the kitchen sink. I'm actually saving about 10% on my energy bill every month.
I bet you also make one tasty pie.
Our customers really seem to think so.
To learn more about how your business can save, visit DTEenergy.com/save now. DTE Energy. Know your own power.
Save up to 65% off on appliances, TVs, mattresses, furniture, and more at the ABC Warehouse Countdown to Christmas sale going on now. Right now, get a GE 30-inch gas range for only $357 or a Philips 50-inch 4K smart TV for just $378. ABC Warehouse beats all deals guaranteed. See the entire sale ad at abcwarehouse.com. The deals are always in the house. ABC Warehouse, the closest thing to wholesale.
You're probably out shopping today, so meet the Ticket Street team at the Meijer in Lapeer on DeMille Road. It's newly remodeled, and you can stop in for fun for the whole family. There are Meijer tote giveaways for the first 500 people and an in-store tailgating event featuring Meijer brand hot dogs, chips, and more. We'll see you at the Meijer in Lapeer.
Donate to 97.1 The Ticket Student Heart Check Program, and you can help ensure that every student-athlete's heart is healthy enough for sports. CBSDetroit.com/Student Heart Check.
Exciting news at Toys R Us.
Get excited!
It's Cyber Week, now through Saturday, online and in stores too.
Buy me toys from your couch.
Get amazing deals online, like 50% off the Barbie Malibu house.
Barbie needs a house.
50% off Zoomer Chomplings.
Jump, jump, jump.
And the Tonka Toughest Mighty Dump Truck.
Dump it in my stocking.
And much more.
Put it under the tree.
Find awesome gifts at the Toys R Us Cyber Week sale. Toys R Us.
Awesome.
See ToysRUs.com for details.
It's the Levion Holiday Gift Spectacular at Jared. Stop in today through December 8th and discover unique, amazing gifts that stand out as beautifully as she does. Jared works directly with Levion designers to offer you more Levion jewelry than any other store in the world, including exclusive pieces like the spectacularly original ombre bracelet. The Levion Holiday Gift Spectacular at Jared, now through December 8th. That's why he went to Jared.
Don't have time to talk? Send us a text instead. The Galliana's Van Dyke Dodge Ticket Text, 97136. Don't overpay. Get into Galliana's Van Dyke Dodge today.
The baseball team that Detroiters love most. The Detroit Tigers live here.
97.1 The Ticket.
Welcome back to the show. 9:18. If you're just joining us, it's the Hardcore Mortgage Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call, Capital, all weekend long, all week long. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. You can also shoot us an email to mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com. We got Mike Tomchek in this morning talking about appraisals from Paramount Appraisals. Taking your phone calls at 248-539-9797. Definitely want to hear from you guys.
So, Mike, before we went to the break, we were talking about property values, and you said it's subjective. I vehemently disagreed with that and said that if I send 3 appraisers out to a property, they're going to come in 3 different values, and you responded how?
Oh, I believe that it's partially subjective because you have to choose which condition it's in. You have to choose which quality, and ultimately you're going to have to select the comps based on which are most similar to the subject. So if you have 40 sales in one neighborhood, you have a bunch to choose from, and they could vary, 5, sometimes even 10%. So
well,
yes,
what if you only have 2 sales in that neighborhood and the property's still...
Well, I mean,
that's subject.
You better be using those 2 sales. I would hope that all 3 appraisers would be using, if they're similar, and they're within the guidelines. Then the only difference then would be the adjustments, and that's how you extract it from the market, and that can also vary up to 5%. So yes, you're right. There is definitely variances.
All right. So the question I always get from my borrowers, they say, Harry, you've been in this business a long time. Okay. Why don't you just call your buddy Mike Tomchek and have him appraise all your properties? Why can't you do that? Because, again, he's the best appraiser out there. You love him. You've been working with him for a long time. Why can't you pick the appraiser?
Well, that's how we kind of got in the whole situation we did about 8 years ago. There was some collusion, and then people would put pressure on appraisers just to come in at a value. And then if the home is not worth what the appraiser says it is, and you write that loan on that, the investor is going to be, they're going to be stuck with the bill if someone doesn't pay for it, right?
Well, that's
Alex?
what happened.
Well, I mean, it's really unfortunate that happened because Mike, one of the things that I like about you the most is it like when I send you an appraisal and I'm like, dude, I'm like, check this out for me, man. It came in low. You're like, take a hike, Alex. Like you got a gift at $200,000. Like this, if I did this, it would come in at 1.8. But you tell me flat out the way it is, and even when I could send you all the work, you would say the same thing. Like, dude, this is 0 chance, Alex, and which is a good thing. But unfortunately, there were so many people out there that got in the appraisal business, in the title business, and basically 1% of the population ruined it for the other 99. You had 1% of sketchy people that really brought down basically the entire economy for like a 4-year period.
That's exactly
right. It's the home valuation code of conduct, which said that we have to.
I think what people and
do random
homeowners,
stuff.
what they have to understand is, and that's why we want them to call, is that, and here's your chance to call and talk to an appraiser right now about the value of your home, and you should be calling in and asking Mike that. The thing about Mike Tomchek and most appraisers, I don't think they get offended when you call them and talk to them about the property that they just appraised. But Mike, there are a lot of appraisers out there that are sensitive and that they won't even address the smallest material change, and even if there needs to be a correction. Can you explain that?
I can't speak for other people because that's not right. If you have a correction that needs to be made, you need to make the correction. I mean, it's as simple as that. Now, the offense comes if somebody comes into the conversation saying your appraisal is wrong or your value is wrong. If you start the conversation that way, every appraiser is going to be offended by it. If you come in and you ask a question, that's the best way to start it.
Let me ask you this question that pops up. Square footage seems to vary. A guy does an appraisal with one institution. 3 years later, he comes to us. No changes to the home, and all of a sudden the square footage is different. Are you still going to the city for that information, or you're mezoring these rooms?
That's a great question. No, we don't measure the rooms, but different. I actually have a comment I put in, but different techniques they have different results. So I use a laser and I use an iPad. Some guy might use a wheel. Another guy or girl might use a measuring tape. So, it just all depends on what method you're using to come to that figure.
All right, we got tons of information to share with you, as always, here on the Hardcore Mortgage Show. We are brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. You got to call us at the office. You can meet with us individually. Call, have a real professional sit down with you and go over your situation. Whether you're buying a house, first-time home buyer A to Z, or refinance a house, we can break it all down for you. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Tons of information to share with you, including appraisals, which we're going to obviously dive back into. FHA increased their loan limit a little bit. It's worthy of talking about. It's a small increase, but did go up to $275,000. There are some families out there that just missed maybe getting into an FHA loan.
What about Fannie and Freddie, Harv?
They are moving them up too. Did the number come out yet? I didn't see the number quite yet. Was it 420?
What was it? 427?
427, just under 428, I think. I didn't write it down. That's the reason why, of course, FHA made their move also. Tons of information to share with you this morning, so be sure to give us a phone call.
I have one more question for Mike. Not that you're here, buddy. So, I sent you that appraisal. I sent you the two last time, a couple weeks ago, where I had an appraisal about a year ago. And there was an adjustment for $17,000 for a finished basement.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one that I did a couple months ago, it was like $3,000. How was there that much of a variance?
Oh, man. That's a tough question.
You guys all take the same class.
Yeah, well, we do. There shouldn't be. Now, you're supposed to be using paired sales analysis and market extraction in order to come up with that value. It needs to be substantiated by market data. Now, whatever you're using, whatever technique you're using, you better spell it out in the appraisal. Now, I did not actually look, but the fact of the matter is the $17,000 adjustment is probably incorrect. It's probably closer to $5,000 in that particular price range we were talking about.
Which, based on what I've seen, a finished basement, it's like $5,000, which is silly because it's so we called them the other day. We had this talk before because I think it's livable square footage and I think it should be more. But how does one appraisal say $17,000, the other one says $3,000, and there's no recourse if someone makes a mistake?
Well, it depends again on the technique and the method. It's really difficult for me to speak on an exact appraisal without looking at it and explaining, well, this is what they did. Now, it depends on if they couldn't find enough market data to extract it, then they're going to use a percentage method to do the adjustment. So,
you know what, guys? We'll go to a call here, too. And I love that we're talking about exactly appraisal. Let's keep the whole thought process moving on here. 248-539-9797. Let's go to Jason. Hey, Jason, welcome to the show. You're our first caller, so go ahead.
Good morning. How you guys doing today?
Hey, what's up, man?
Good. So a question for you is, it's kind of a twofold question, is I'm getting ready to sell my house probably in the spring. And I finished the basement, which is about 600 square feet. And now the basement does have an egress window. So can I actually list that? And the basement does have a full bath, full shower, and sink, toilet, and everything. Can I actually list that as a full bedroom or an extra room?
That is such a great question. That is so common of a misconception. People have been told that an egress window means that it is now an above grade bedroom. It is not. Anything in a basement, and this is not an appraiser's decision, this is just the guidelines, anything in the basement is the basement. Okay, so there's a separate category, there's a separate row for it in the adjustment grid. It's a basement bedroom, it's a basement bathroom, it's basement finished area square footage. It's completely different. So your answer is no, actually it does not count in the above area.
Okay, so I just have to list the house as the number of bedrooms, obviously upstairs and bathrooms.
Right.
And then just the basement as finished.
Yep, you listed it as a finished basement with a bedroom and an egress window, just like you described it.
Exactly.
Okay. Also, I could even do like a home theater then too, which what
sure.
it is. So.
Yep, same thing.
That's exactly right. Yeah, I'll put those in the comments section of the listing.
Okay. So how much kind of do you think you can get out of as far as a finished basement? How much does that usually increase your home value?
How much you talking you're going to sell the house for, approximately?
I'm going to ask $250 for it.
It's going to be right around $5,000 to $10,000. If there's a bathroom in there, it's probably going to be around $10,000. Now that needs to be extracted from the market again, so I can't tell you exactly, but it's going to be right around $10,000 if there's a bathroom.
Okay.
You know,
Well,
it's
I
not.
appreciate the information.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. That's a good call, man. You know, we all have done it before. I put a ton of money into a walkout basement. It was over $50,000, and I came back. The appraisal was like $15,000 credit.
Well, right.
It's nowhere near what you're putting into it. You're going to enjoy it.
Mike, wasn't an old formula or maybe an old rule of thumb was maybe $10 a square foot down there? So if he has 600 square foot down there and it's $10 a square foot, it's $6,000. That's in that kind of.
That's actually a great rule of thumb, yes, but also now bathrooms get a little bit more credit for it.
Good
for you as well now.
Yeah, so if somebody spends $75,000, it's going to be tough to get it out.
It's going to be nearly impossible.
Just saying.
Better hang out down in the basement. Hey, purchasing a home when we come back. We got tons of information. 248-539-9797.
97.1 The Ticket.
If you choose or manage health benefits for your company, then this message is for you. Hi, this is Randy, and I'm here again with Steve Solinsky, Director of Sales for HAP. And we're talking today about healthcare accounts for employees.
That's right, Randy. Many people are paying higher out-of-pocket costs these days. And HAP has 3 ways employers can help.
Like an FSA?
That's right. A flexible spending account, or FSA, is funded by employees with pre-tax dollars and can be used for medical and dependent care costs.
What's the second one?
A health reimbursement account, or HRA. It's funded by the employer and helps employees pay for out-of-pocket costs.
And the third way?
HAP also offers a health savings account, or HSA. It's funded by the employer or employee.
And how can business owners learn more about these accounts?
They can visit hap.org/group, call their agent, or call our HAP team at 1-844-DIAL-HAP.
That's 1-844-DIAL-HAP. Thanks, Steve.
Pandora Jewelry has the tips and tricks you need to win the holidays. Start by choosing the piece of Pandora jewelry that suits her perfectly, whether that's a pair of earrings or a charm for her bangle. Then find the right time to surprise her. With Pandora Jewelry, it's easy to win the holidays. Shop Pandora Jewelry now to discover unique gifts that will make her and you shine.
After all these years, it's still Maloof. Maloof Jewelry and Gifts on Harper at 11.5 Mile and St. Clair Shores.
Celebrate the final season at the Palace by purchasing your 2016-17 Detroit Pistons membership and secure priority access to the best seats for the inaugural season at Little Caesars Arena. Be part of the action as the young stars Andre Drummond, Reggie Jackson, Tobias Harris, and your Detroit Pistons take on the NBA's best. Become a member of Detroit basketball and be the first in line to secure your seat next season at Little Caesars Arena by calling 248-377-0100 or visit pistons.com.
Autumn leaves are falling, and despite what you heard, fall and winter is a great time to sell your home. While most agents are going into an industry-wide seasonal slowdown, our team is ramping up. This is Mark Z at Keller Williams. I don't just guarantee to sell your home in the spring and summer, I guarantee to sell your home in the fall and winter as well. Or I'll buy it, and it's no joke. We go price and a deadline, and if that deadline passes and your home isn't sold, I'll step in and buy it myself.
Get the speed guarantee. Call Mark Z. 888-971-9790.
This is Michigan's own number 69, Detroit defensive end, Anthony Zettel here for Jag and Nathan Neurosurgery. You may have seen the video of me online tackling a tree. If you're living with chronic neck and back pain, it's time to see a surgeon who can tackle your pain. That's Dr. J. Jag and Nathan, one of our magazine's top docs. He and pain specialist Dr. Fadi Deli can help you get your life back with lasting relief from your pain. Call 248-733-9904, 248-733-9904, or visit mi-neurosurgery.com.
Gander Mountain knows firearms and how to save you money. Check out America's largest firearms selection today at Gander Mountain, America's Firearms Supercenter.
Between the holiday parties, family, and feasting this holiday season, save some room for Oreo cookies. Pick up a package of delicious Oreo cookies at a store near you today.
Sports news all day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by Foundation Systems of Michigan. Number 4 Washington over number 8 Colorado in the Pac-12 title game 41-10. That hurts Michigan. Meanwhile, It was at the MAC title game. Number 13, Western Michigan, hanging out over Ohio 29-23. They finished the season 13-0 and hope for a Cotton Bowl berth. The Pistons, 121-85 winners over Atlanta, their third straight win. Meanwhile, the Red Wings in Pittsburgh tangle in Pittsburgh tonight, 7 p.m. right here on 97.1 The Ticket. And Tiger Woods fires a bogey-free 765 yesterday in the second round of the Hero World Challenge. Dustin Johnson and Hideki Matsuyama share to lead at 12 under par in the exhibition. At the Ticket Update desk, I'm Jeff Lesson. For more, 97.1theticket.com.
Soft zones here. 97.1 The Ticket.
Welcome back to the show, 931. It's the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. We're always here to take your calls live in the studio, 248-539-9797. Always at Capital Mortgage, 1-800-LOW-RATE. I know Ronnie Jacobs is there and a whole staff this morning to help you out with that approval. If you need that approval letter, definitely talking about purchases out there. If you're a buyer or a seller, hey, if you didn't quite pull the trigger yet, I mean, there's a lot of demand for housing out there. Definitely get in touch with us. Find out what you qualify for. Get that approval letter. And if you're a seller, we can also set you up with some of the best real estate agents in the area to give you that great information. Be sure to keep it here on 97.1 as we share tons of mortgage information with you. As we mentioned earlier, we got Mike Temchek in, Paramount Appraisals, and we're going to go to some of these calls. We've got Greg on the line right now from West Bloomfield. Greg, go ahead with your question.
Hey, thanks for taking my call. I'm riveted this morning at your show because it's right up my alley. I have a home which we had just sold on a golf course for $271, and we decided not to sell. So the approved sale was taken off the market. I went back to refinance the house under my name. It's under my wife's name. Mm-hmm. And the appraisal came back at $251. And we're like, really? Because we bought it for $269, I don't know, 8 years ago, put $55,000 into it, and a house that was not on the golf course sold for $310, not far away. So this distinctive quality, I really have a beef with the appraiser. It's through Chase Bank, and I want to know how I can maybe get a second, third opinion so I can get the right value, because I feel that this distinctive quality being on the golf course.
Well, I'd like to take a look at that appraiser. If you want to send it to me, email it to me, and we'll get you in touch with our email addresses and everything like that. But what golf course is it? I mean, not all golf courses are created equal.
Shenandoah.
Where's that? Shenandoah?
On the left, off at Tequesta Drive on Shenandoah Golf Course in West Bloomfield.
We all know it well.
Yeah, we know it is. Sure. Yep.
Yeah, you got it. You have a tricky golf course there. I do a lot. I live on Middle Straits Lake, so I'm right next to you, and I do a ton in your subdivision. And they are, there's a huge spread of values in there. So I can understand it'd be tricky. Now, obviously, in order to speak intelligently about your appraisal, I would need to look at it specifically and see what this particular appraiser did. But that is definitely a dominating characteristic. So you would like to find other homes that are on a golf course for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. And I don't think the appraiser took that into consideration, and I just think it was hack job. But whatever, I'm not throwing her under the bus, but I definitely want to. I have you have my email information. I gave it to the.
We're going to refinance it. We're going to save you money.
Look at that appraisal because that's right in my wheelhouse, and that's what I do. And I know how you feel because you're a homeowner. You put a lot of money into the house, and the number comes into the number, and you just want to go through the roof on that. So let me take a look at that, and it's part of my day. It's what I do, and I'll just look at it and see what happens.
I really appreciate the honor. I'm so glad I called in.
You got it.
All right, cool. Thanks, Greg. We'll definitely be following up with him, see if we can help save him money. Hey, we're a great place to get a mortgage. Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE. You're going to save a ton of money.
Hey, Mike.
You deal with mortgage experts. That's the difference, not some bank.
Harvey and Alex, we talk about this all the time, but Mike, people, they're extremely sensitive about the value of their homes. And just because we do this every day doesn't mean the homeowner goes through this every day. So when I go ahead and I rebut the appraisal or I make a phone call, it just seems that appraisers, they look at their appraisal as a piece of artwork. They think they're a Rembrandt. They do. And I just...
Mike, you're
I just
laughing.
want to have a conversation about it.
100% correct.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not going to lie to you. I look at my appraisals when I finish it, and I think it's a piece of art, too. So, I guess that's the type of confidence you want if you're hiring someone, paying someone to do a job for you. You want them to be confident and look at that like, well, I put a lot of time and effort into that, too.
But, Mike, not to be even open to some suggestions and then hold the threat over a lender's head of I'm going to report you because you're trying to have undue influence over me, and you're talking about value, which in our world, when we talk to you, we can't even use that word. We can't even say the word value to you.
Yeah, well, no, and I understand 100. First of all, that's disrespectful if they're not at least giving you some answers. You know, if you supply them with other comparables, I just did one yesterday. So, if you get it, you should at least give them a quick little reason. This is why I didn't use it, or this is why I did what I did.
Okay.
Or point them in the direction of, hey, it was already in the report. This is why I selected these particular ones. And you know what? I'm going to give you the best word ever. Here it is. Listen up. Overlook. You cannot overlook better sales to use other ones just to increase a value. That is what is most commonly done by, not to throw real estate agents under the bus, but real estate agents do that all the time. They want the highest value, which is great.
No way.
Which is fine. I get it. They're just looking out for their client, and that's fine. But you cannot overlook other sales because an underwriter or a reviewer is going to look at that and say, well, why didn't you do this? Why did you just overlook this particular sale? So,
right.
All right, we're going to take some calls here. 248-539-9797. A few open lines. Let's move off to Macomb and Derek. Derek, welcome to our show. Go ahead.
Derek, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Derek?
I'm excellent. I live out in Macomb County. I have my home for sale, and I've had a lot of showings, 20 to 22 showings, and I'm not getting any bites or any offers on the home. So I'm just trying to see what should we do.
Is that are you selling it by owner or are you selling with a realtor?
With a realtor.
Okay, so you've had 22 showings. I guarantee you, and you have no bites. I guarantee your realtor said lower the price.
Right.
Well,
so
there you go.
listen to him. That's your answer.
Well, what about the feedback? So a professional real estate agent calls the other, the listing agents, the families that reviewed the house and said, hey, what did you guys think? Or what did your client say about the house? What type of feedback did you get?
All the feedback is positive. The kitchen, we just moved in a year ago. And so all the feedback is positive. I finished the basement, put a bathroom down there and everything, but the kitchen is not updated, doesn't have the granite in the kitchen, so that's really
feedback's
when
not
you say
positive.
when you say the feedback is positive, there is a specific question in the feedback that says, how is it priced? Is it priced right? Is it overpriced? Or, what do they say if you're saying the feedback's positive? Do they say it's overpriced, or are they saying it's just right?
No, they have not said that, no.
Interesting.
It's overpriced. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you this, Derek. Why are you selling? Why are you selling if you just bought it a year ago? What happened?
Oh, I'm in the military, so Uncle Sam is moving me.
All right.
Man, thank you for that.
All right, cool.
All right, we thank you for your service, and hopefully we'll follow up with you. And you never know; sometimes you might have to try another real estate agent. I mean, is that okay to say?
No, I don't like saying that.
I don't know.
I don't really like saying that.
What else can you do? Lower the price?
What you do is you analyze. If you had 20 to 22 offers at this time,
20 showings.
Showings at this time of year. You're in December. You're going in
pretty
December.
good.
Derek,
That's
what's your
really
question,
good.
man? Derek, what's the balance on the mortgage?
305.
And what are you selling the house for? What's the purchase price?
335.
So you're right there, man. I mean, quite frankly, buddy, I mean, I would try to just break even and get out of there, man. Right. I mean, and move forward. I mean, you can use your VA again, so you can buy another house with zero down.
Right.
I mean, I would just go that route, man. I mean, you're going back and forth over probably
getting
$4,000 or $5,000.
A lot of action on the house. That's good.
Thanks for the call, Derek. We think it's a great call.
Derek. Thank you, sir.
Definitely follow up with you. 248-539-9797. Looking for some calls.
The reason why you just can't jump to the conclusion to get another realtor, which I just can't stand that, because by the same token, they'll go to another mortgage company.
Yeah, that is garbage. I don't like that either.
Yeah, well, you brought it up.
Well, let's say this. If the house is listed for 4 or 5 months, I don't know how long it's listed for. We don't have enough knowledge on this person. But if the house is on the market for 4 or 5 months, you're getting 20, 30, 40 showings on it and 0 offers.
The realtor probably said lower the price.
Usually that's the case. It's always about price is what they say.
In that situation, I'm not quick to lower the price either.
Here's the thing, too, though, man. If he owes 303 and it's at 330 right now.
Right.
But once you back out the 6% in real estate commissions, he's right there.
Yeah, transfer tax. He's got some title insurance to pay.
It's kind of an issue where there's not a ton of room to move.
Right. tough situation, of course, if you just bought a house and you have to move a year later. As we always talk about home ownership, you definitely have to be in for 2 to 3 years, because unless you steal the house, if you have to flip it a year later, right, you have to pay transfer tax, title insurance, commissions to real estate offices. And, look, there's a lot of pressure on someone in that situation. It's not always the person who listed the house. It's not always the mortgage banker. And well said, Harry.
No.
But sometimes you have to analyze all of that. What is the situation why we're not getting the right offer? All right, we'll throw it out there. We'll have some real estate agents on here next week. Let's move off to Craig in Royal Oak. Good morning, Craig. You're live on the ticket.
Craig, what's up, man?
How are you?
Good, how are you, sir?
Good. Hey, I had a question. I'm going through a homeowner or a home purchase right now, and we got approved for the lending, and then the appraisal came, and it came in ironically directly at the sales price.
Yeah.
I know there's anti-collusion stuff in the loan disclosure documents and all this, but it seems ironic this is the second time that this has happened.
Oh, okay. That's actually a great question. I'm glad you just said that. I've talked about this many times. A lot of the, use this word, older school appraisers, it's a very common practice where if you're going to be close within a couple $1,000s above or whatever, they just come in right at whatever the purchase price is. That's common. I actually do not do that. But,
we know.
But it's... But it's very common for appraisers to do that. Doesn't necessarily mean there's any collusion. It's a common practice where if it's worth it, then they just come in at the purchase
So in
price.
other words, if it's $200,000 purchase price and the house value's out at $205,000,
They'll
but
just
the contract
bring the purchase price.
they might just to save keep everyone calm, $200,000 easy.
That is exactly right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, and then second question, too, if you have a minute.
Yeah, what's up?
Why isn't the appraisal done in the beginning before listing? Because lots of times you go to the loan disclosure or through the loan process, and we've had where we came in and sold a house, and of course the appraisal comes in, say, 10 grand under, and then the buyer, as anybody would, says, okay, I don't want to pay the price that I just agreed to on the purchase agreement.
So wait, what you're suggesting is the person listing the home should get an appraisal and know exactly what it's worth before they list it? I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, but Craig, you know why they don't? Because it costs $450
That's exactly
to
why.
do it.
And-
And a realtor market analysis is free.
Wait, and Craig, it doesn't. So if one this is why we have Mike on today, Craig. Is that so? If you do an appraisal on that house and it comes in at $200,000 and you list it for $200,000, and the next appraisal comes in at $195,000, you don't have a lot. It doesn't matter. Like you can't apply the appraisal you just did when you list the house to the mortgage transaction.
No, you can't. That's exactly right. Now, and the other thing is too, an appraisal is a snapshot, right? It's like exactly what it's worth in that point in time. And if another sale happens between the time you get that appraisal and then the time that you sell the home, well, that sale can affect, because what we just talked about earlier, not overlooking a newer, better sale. If that one sells, now you got to use that as a comp. So, that's kind of the method that they've chosen to have us do appraisals with, and sometimes it produces different results.
All good questions, Craig. What else?
I think that's it.
Yeah, but Craig, I think those are great questions, because I can tell just the tone in your voice, and I'm like this too, okay, that you're skeptical of that process. And I get it.
That's a little bit. I think it's an industry understood by the industry, but not by the homeowner.
That's right. So that's why we have a guy like Mike Tomczyk on, and that's why we talk about it. And understand that I wipe the slate clean every single day when I walk in my office and I look at appraisals. But the problem that I have is I share the same thought process that you do, is that how can this appraisal come in at this value when it looks to be either way more or way less? And don't get me wrong, I see appraisals that are overvalued too, so it's not like it's just a one-way street.
Yeah, again, it just comes back to what we talked about a little while ago. Some of it is subjective, all right? You still have humans there picking which comps are best and which adjustments need to be which. So that's part of the reason they're doing
Craig, great call, man. Thanks, man.
Right,
Have a
good
good weekend,
stuff.
buddy.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right,
You got it,
guys, a real short break here. 248-539-9797. We'll be right back.
The gift that'll make her friends jealous. Find it at Norman's Jewelry & Loan, the upscale pawnbroker and jewelry store. Visit Norman's this holiday season to get $100 off every $300 spent. Offer valid on most items. Find Norman's on Telegraph just south of 10 Mile.
Did you know that DTE Energy is constantly finding ways to make their Insight app even better? Well, here to tell us how is Joel. Welcome.
Thanks.
So, what's new with the DTE Insight app?
DTE has updated the app with some great new features. For instance, there's a feature that lets you set a monthly budget and monitor your spending. We've also added push alerts. They'll notify you when you're close to going over your budget and energy targets.
So my phone can tell me when I'm wasting money? Ugh, I wish that worked with my kids.
That would be handy, but DTE Insight is just for energy.
Well, a man can dream.
Well, I do dream about the app, and that's how we came up with an easier way to navigate, so you can see where you're wasting energy with a simple swipe. And of course, you can still get savings, tips, and projects right from the app.
All right, so what should customers do?
Go to the App Store or Google Play to download it. Once you have it, request an energy bridge right through the app. Then you can really take control of your energy bill.
And there you have it, folks. DTE Energy. Know your own power.
Welcome to Staples.
Staples, guy. Holidays are crazy. I have sales to promote, clients to thank.
Well, Staples is your holiday printing headquarters with fast turnaround on banners and signs, and cards and invitations are now 20% off our already low prices.
Staples, guy. How did you know that's what I wanted? I dropped some hints, but I never expected to actually get it.
Glad you like it.
It's perfect.
Turn year-end stress into holiday success with 20% off custom holiday cards and invitations. Staples. Make more happen.
Offer ends 12/24/16. Prices shown may reflect discount. See associate for details.
And then in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof as I drew in my head and was turning around down the chimney. My annual timeshare maintenance fee came with a bound. Ho, ho, holy cow. Want out of your timeshare and the sleigh full of stress that comes with it? Then call the experts at timeshareexitteam.com. Safe, legit, and gone like the down of a thistle. So get that timeshare out of your head and make room for those visions of sugar plums.
We're looking for the most interesting college football fans. Tonight from 7 to 9, join the street team and the ticket chicks at May's Mexican Cantina in Ypsilanti. Plus, go to xxgophergamedaygreatness.com for a chance to win a VIP experience at college football's biggest game of the season in Tampa.
Donate to 97 Won the Ticket Student Heart Check program, and you can help ensure that every student athlete's heart is healthy enough for sports. CBSDetroit.com/student heart check.
The station where you call the shots. Most of the time.
97.1 The Ticket.
All right, welcome back to the show, 9:48. If you're just joining us, it's the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call at Capital all week long, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. I'm Harvey Freed, Harry Glanz, and Alex Nafusi. Give me some mortgage
You're very
information.
passionate, buddy.
Hey, not too bad.
Yeah.
Mike
Very
Tomchak,
passionate,
the
Harvey.
king of all appraisers, is right here. Paramount Appraisals.
That's right.
We'll take your phone calls here. It's up to about 9:56 or so keep it here on
Do you
97.
realize I could talk to Mike about every sporting event? We could talk about current events. We could talk about anything, but I cannot talk to him about home values.
You cannot say the word
cannot.
value. Hey, how about those
He'll
Broncos?
report me in my license. He'll
How about
manage
them
that for me.
Broncos?
You don't have to sing the song, but you're wearing your Broncos shirt, Western Michigan, with the big win last night.
Brimming
Awesome.
with pride.
Your boys won, and you bowled the 300 game the other day.
Yeah,
Congratulations, buddy. That's a
Thank
big
you.
deal. It's like
Awesome.
getting a hole in one. That's awesome, dude.
You guys,
I love it. Whoever did that.
That's right.
all right, hey, we got to go to Jeff out there in Clinton Township. Good morning, Jeff. Thanks for calling in. Go ahead, sir.
Hi, I've got a question regarding appraisals and PMI insurance.
Okay.
My daughter recently put a bid in on a condo out in Shelby Township. The purchase price was $125. The appraisal came back at $130. Does that have any effect on PMI for her?
Nope.
Too close.
No, not at all. You got to go by the acquisition cost when you purchase a house. So right now, the value will be what that purchase price is. And then after 6 months, she could, if she wanted to, go back and do a reappraisal on the house after she's typically made about 6 payments on it, go back and do a new refinance transaction. The problem is it might not come in at that in 6 months. But potentially, if the values are up, maybe I would take a look at it after the springtime and find out if refinancing would save her money. Of course, the rates are probably going to be up a little bit higher next year, but if she could remove the PMI or maybe even drop her term, that could make some sense.
But Jeff, Alex is going to ask you why she's paying PMI
That's where I was
anyways.
going with that, yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Alex.
Jeff, so the purchase price was how much?
$125.
And what the appraisal come in at?
Price came in at $130.
So $130. So and she's putting down how much?
Probably like 17,000, 17,000.
Why don't we should do lender paid mortgage insurance, man? I mean, with that size of a down payment, she shouldn't be paying PMI in the first place.
Yeah, in other words, there's programs out there where she could just take the little bit higher interest rate because she's only paying about 10% down.
She's going to take an eighth higher in rate.
Yeah.
It's going to save her $100 a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get a hold of her and let me put her in touch with you guys.
I'll give you a call after the show, and we'll get it taken care of for you, man.
All right, sounds good.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff.
All right. Again, maybe we're going to open our eyes up to another program that's out there. The lender paid PMI program's been around a long time, and it sounds as if this particular situation, she's putting at least 10% down. It sounded like, and as you mentioned, Alex, at 10% down, the rate might be an eighth or maybe a 0.25% higher. But to get rid of the PMI, and take it into a tax deduction, that's a pretty good move. All right, let's move off here. We got some calls to move to, and we'll go to. Let's try George. Hey, George, out there in Ann Arbor. Welcome to the show, George. Go ahead.
Hi, how are you?
Good morning, George.
Sir. So in early 2015, I purchased a couple 10-acre lots outside of town, west of Ann Arbor, on a private lake. And then I had a custom home built on it. And I had construction loan to build the home. They assumed that my lots would be equity. And then when we got the home done and had it appraised for the end mortgage, the appraisal, including the lots, came into a little less than the construction loan.
Okay.
How can that be?
So we couldn't get end financing.
Well, so I mean, you probably overbuilt that for the area. I mean, what you have into the house is a complete moot point relative to what the house is worth.
Yeah, here's what happened is it's pretty unique. So there was no comps.
Right.
That's what lit. Any suggestions? I mean, I don't think it's overbuilt at all.
Yeah, I understand.
We can't create comps, though.
Yeah, that's the whole problem with complex assignment like that.
It's pretty unique. It's a custom home on a private lake.
On 10 acres, right? Is that what you're saying?
Right.
On 10 acres as well?
So, Mike, there's a lot of leeway in that. If you have to go to other lakes that are outside and it's a custom home and it's on acreage, I think there's leeway. And
absolutely. Yeah, I do a lot of
lender, right? Depending on the lender, I mean, there's leeway in that.
Yeah, I do a lot of high value properties and lake properties and stuff in this area, and I'm allowed to go out as far as I need to get similar comparable homes on comparable lakes. So if I'm not familiar with Ann Arbor area, but whatever comparable lakes you have around you, you can go out to those and use them. That's what they should be doing anyway.
George, it's a great call. We're going to call you off the air, George. It's a little more complex and see if we can point you in the right direction and give you even more information. So thank you for the call. Let's move off to David quickly here. Dave, we've got a quick minute here if you can go ahead. Your question. Go ahead, sir.
What's up, man?
Hi, my question is what do you do when your appraiser walks in the door, makes 3 steps in your house and says most of these ranch houses on Ranch Lane get tore down, and then they go about to do your appraiser?
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Yeah, that's crazy.
It doesn't sound like the proper thing to do when you walk into someone's home, that's for sure. Let me ask you that question, though, David. Is it true? Is that a true statement, though?
It is.
Okay.
Can you fire that person?
Well, yes, you can. You can tell them to leave your house. You can call your mortgage lender up and ask to have them send someone else. Now, on the other hand, he made a statement. Was it for a refi or a purchase?
For a refi.
Did you get it done, and did the value come in at what you were thinking it was going to come in at?
It was under, but you guys answered a lot of questions that would pertain to why it might be slightly under. It was under more than our pride.
Yeah, so
you could say.
Well, so David, essentially call them Bluefield Hills. Is your house north of Square Lake?
Yes.
Okay, I know the exact area. And quite frankly, a lot of those houses do come down. They are being torn down.
Hey, but David, the answer to your question is that no appraiser. I just want our appraisers to walk in houses, say hello, thank you for having me, take their shoes off, walk around the house, measure the rooms, and then leave. Okay, that's what I want.
Yeah, that's actually what we're supposed to be doing.
If there's extraneous conversation going on and forget about it. I mean, you need to call somebody. You need to call your lender up and say, hey, listen, we don't want this person in our house.
Listen, just to make sure, I got to get something out here real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just like any profession or anything in the entire world, there's going to be good people and there's going to be bad people. Are there bad appraisers? Yes, there are. Are they all bad? No. If one person has a bad experience, that doesn't mean all of them are rude and all of them are bad. I just want to make sure I get that on the table.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you, Mike.
Let's move on to another call.
David,
thanks for calling, man. I appreciate it, sir.
Hey, you guys, let's move off to Kyle real quick. I want to get Kyle in real fast from Howell. Good morning, Kyle. If you can go quickly, go ahead.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. What's up, man?
I'm in the process of buying my first home. I put an offer in earlier this week. The house was listed for 7 months, and then they dropped the value about 2 months ago. And the day I put in my offer, they miraculously had another offer, and it hung up the negotiations, and I wound up making some concessions. Looking back, I'm probably not too happy about it. it seems kind of shady to me. Is that like a normal thing, or?
Yeah, it happens all the time, man. The realtor worked you, dude. They're like, all of a sudden, it's on the market for 7 months. All of a sudden, they have your offer and a backup cash offer. It's amazing. The same day, no offers in 7 months. All of a sudden, Colin makes an offer, and then Jim makes an offer too, and his is cash.
They found oil under the home.
Yeah, they just rolled you, man.
How much more did you end up paying for it?
Not. It wasn't that I paid more on the value of the house. It was I had to drop what the seller was paying towards closing costs.
Okay, so you know what? I hear you. It's aggravating, but in the long run, it's probably not a big deal. But does it sound sketchy? Yeah, it sounds sketchy. It absolutely sounds sketchy.
So that's like a thing realtors can do.
I don't want to say that.
It's called salesmanship. I need better of it.
It does happen.
It happens.
Kyle, thanks for the call.
Sorry about that.
Want to wrap it up real fast, guys, because we've got to go. It's another version of the Hardcore Mortgage Show. Be sure to call Capital Mortgage all day long and find us there. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the
Mike
best mortgage
Tomczyk is an awesome guest, and it's always a great show when Mike Tomczyk.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate
Solid
that.
stuff. For Harry Glantz, Harvey Freed, there's Alex Nafusu. We'll see you next Saturday. We got Pat Caputo with sports. Keep it here on 97.1.
97.1 The Ticket.
Hi, Harry Glantz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, so what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. Look, if you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
We have Dr. Berkowitz from Michigan Hair Restoration in the studio with us today. Dr. B, you and your team are considered Michigan's hair loss experts. What's your secret?
There is so much more to our procedure than just putting hair where you're losing it. We want to give you the volume, the style, the confidence you've always wanted. We use the most cutting-edge technology in the industry, but I consider hair restoration an art. Really?
An art. That's interesting. I look at your hair and it just looks so natural.
And that's the key. We've perfected our technique to give you a natural, full head of hair that's never been possible before. There's no stitches or staples, no